And that was the case. That was the case in the 90s. That's what happened. That's what brought the comic industry to the ground, was those people coming in, buying hundreds of copies of books that didn't even know what they were, and they didn't even ask a question about it.
Right.
They just bought it. It's going to be worth money. Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 115 of the brand new Coffee and Comic Show, and as you can see, I'm not alone. I got my good friend Bob here back with me.
Yes.
Bob, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back. Sorry about last week.
That's all right.
But I did have some things happen. It was pretty heavy, but I'm back in the saddle and can't wait to get into this.
You are back. I did a 3-hour live stream in your absence.
Which was awesome.
At 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm telling you, man, we got that time zone locked. Nobody's doing a 5 a.m. show, but we are. Good morning, everybody.
From 5 to 8, man. There you go.
We got you. Nobody's coming in there.
Nope.
Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about what we always talk about. First, the coffee that we're drinking. And, of course, we're drinking the coffee from Mocha Express, the official coffee shop of Comics with Bueller. What are you drinking today?
Today I've got an Americano. It's got 4 shots. A little bit. It was brewed with some cinnamon and some sugar-free vanilla sweetener. And let me taste it real quick.
A little cinnamon stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh.
It's heavenly.
Heavenly tasty.
Right.
It's a taste of heaven.
There you go.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Mocha Express.
There you go. No whipped cream?
No whipped cream.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I got, what I got? Snickers
mocha. Snickers mocha.
Snickers mocha. He picks it up on the way here. That's kind of the deal, because he has to drive by Mocha Express to get to my house.
Right.
If it was the other way, I'd still make him go get
it. Probably be right.
But Snickers mocha, this is one of my favorites. I'm going to have some. Chocolate, Snickers, goodness. We all know the difference between a latte and a mocha, right?
Yeah.
Chocolate,
that's right.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
I think that's what they tell me.
Yeah, that's it.
I just kind of go along with it. Whatever, just give me it.
Right.
I don't care. So anyway, I read in there on today's show, we'll have a really big, huge announcement. We'll talk about that here in a second. I'm very excited for this.
Yeah.
Then we'll do our first 5, brought to you by Comic Proline. We'll have our topic, which is pet peeves or dislikes or hates. Using that word hate, about comics and comic collecting, and there was a lot of great comments that we had to choose from. You know what? Reading all 180 of those, it was kind of depressing, to be totally honest. Because it was 180 comments of people saying, man, I hate this.
Right.
And that's not what you want to read.
No.
Right? But I did it. I got through it. I picked some of the best ones.
There you go.
Then we'll finish with our final 5, brought to you by Comic Proline. We have Robbie's Pick of the Week, which neither of us read, but we have a copy of it here. We have our Random Thoughts segment. We're going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier that came out. We're also going to be talking about the Snyder Cut Justice League. What are our thoughts, and let you guys know full spoilers on those.
Full spoilers on these.
And just so you guys know, anytime we talk about movies on the Random Thoughts, we're going to spoil it. And that's just the way it is. So I'm just going to let you guys know. And then at the end, we have more announcements.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool announcements.
Yeah, so we're going to start with some announcements. We're going to end with some announcements. But we're going to start with the biggest one.
There we go.
Are you guys ready for this?
This is awesome.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I already know it.
I know you know it. And some of you guys already know it. And this is pretty cool. And I am very happy to say that I have my second exclusive comic book variant coming out. It's called Blowtorch #1. It's by Second Sight Publishing. And this one is all me. I am not partnering up with anyone else, so it has my logo, and I've been assured it's bigger than the size of a dime on the back of the cover. I actually asked them, I said, is there any possible way I could upgrade to a quarter?
Right.
He's like, yeah, no problem. So I was a little worried. But this is the very first, I guess to say, like I said, on my own variant. The other one I partnered up with Dakota Comics, and I'm going to be doing some stuff with them in the future as well. We actually had a book slated to come out next month. It got delayed till September. So my friends at Second Sight Publishing kind of put this all together for me right away. And I've been talking about them for a little while. And now I have my second exclusive. Like I said, it's called Blowtorch #1 by Second Sight Publishing. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Okay. The creator of this is Alfred Page. And actually, I know him. I met him when I was in Florida. He was a really great guy. He kind of sold me on the book when I met him there. And you know what? He gave me a copy of the book when I was in Florida. So I have like the rough draft. and I enjoyed it. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the book itself. But the cover that we're getting is by Jonathan Lau. And as you can see on the screen here, here's the color one with the flames. It's kind of the blowtorch thing. But there's another one. We have the black and white sketch variant as well. So 2 variants. So I guess that's the third one, right?
Right.
So 2 of them. There you go. And they're going together. I'm selling them as a bundle. So you get both of them. Not just one, you get 2. And let me tell you the price of these books really fast. The price of these books to get both of them is $24.99 or $25. Let's just say $25. I don't like that. 99 cents. So it's $25 and $6 shipping. So $31 altogether to get the set of the exclusive Comics with Bueller variant for Blowtorch number 1. You get both the color one, the trade dress, and you get the black and white sketch variant as well. So 2 for the price of 1.
Amazing.
I like it like that, right?
That's a great price too.
It's kind of got the 90s look to it, and that's kind of what I was wanting, And this character, he is a new character. He's actually part of another team called Chess, and it's actually another comic that they're putting out from Second Sight Publishing. And this is like a solo story of him, and he's kind of going for his old lady friend or girlfriend. Needs some help. She's like a scientist, and the science place has gone bad, and like there's monsters and stuff like that. So he's going in there full blowtorches blowing.
Come on.
And he's going to burn the damn thing to the ground.
Right.
And you know what? I love that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've read it. I loved it. I thought it was great. The cool thing is, and I know this isn't for everyone, but it really works in this book. The inside, the art is black and white. And where the art style is, it works. And I actually talked to the creator about that, and I saw his point when he told me about it. I was like, yeah, it really does look pretty cool. So the artwork inside is just black and white, but it really pops off the page. And a lot of those sketches really do. That's why sketch covers are pretty popular, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's the book. And here's the thing. And I got to kind of say this, even though I'm not a really big fan of stuff like this, and we'll actually talk about this a little bit later. But if I didn't say something to you, people would wonder why. Second Sight Publishing is a brand new publisher. They have books coming out this week for the first time. They're going to be in their comic shops. They are in Diamond. They're in the previews book. They have been picked up, so they are published. And they've already signed a contract to put some of their stuff in development for TV shows.
Right.
And movies and stuff like that. Not a lot of people know that. I've known about it for a little while. So they're already hitting the ground running. So there's some steam behind this publisher. And I think I was very lucky to meet them in person in Florida and kind of get behind the scenes and kind of learn all the stuff before everyone else does. And here I have the very first exclusive for their book. So it's pretty cool, and I'm excited. And there's only 125 of them. So there's 125 sets. Once they're gone, they're gone. I'm the only one selling these sets. All you need to do, we're going to do it a little bit more efficient this time. I'm going to send you an invoice. So do me a favor, send me an email, BuellerComics@gmail.com. Let me know what you want. If you want 1 set or 2 sets or whatever, and I'll send you an invoice, and there you go. You can pay through PayPal, you can pay using a card, whatever you want, but just send me an email, let me know what you want, and I'll let you know.
This is exciting stuff, man.
It's pretty cool, man.
It really is. I mean, it's very rare that you get a new publisher that comes out that already has something optioned for either TV or movie, which is exciting.
Yep.
And then, to have your second variant, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm appreciative because I do a lot of variant buying.
Yeah, I know you do.
That you're selling it for $25.
Yeah.
And so I'm in. This is awesome.
Well, I know a lot of people like the sketch or the Virgin variant and stuff like that, and I was like, well, I just looked at it. It's a lot easier for me to sell 125 than to sell 250.
Right, that's true.
So, I mean, just, there you go. That's kind of the reason. I just didn't want to have to pack up 250 boxes, to be totally honest.
All right.
So I figure I'll just put them together, give a good price on them, and sell them that way. So there you go. I
love the honesty, man. I love the honesty.
I'm probably missing some stuff here, but I'll probably leave some more information down in the description. So please check that out in the description or in the comments. I'll make sure it's highlighted. But all you need to do is just send me an email to BuellerComics@gmail.com. Let me know what you want, and I'll send you an invoice, and you can pay for it right there. We're going to pre-sell these. We're going to pre-sell all of them out before it hits stores. It doesn't hit stores right now. I think the release date is April 7th. But as we all know, that's subject to change depending on what our buddies at Diamond like to do. You never know.
You never know.
But we're going to try to get it as close to that date as possible. So whenever the street date is, I should have them by that date. And then they will go out, within a day or two after that. So the last time we did it, we had 0 problems. Everyone got their book.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
Very cool. There you go. That's the big announcement. Second exclusive, Blowtorch.
Blowtorch.
Number 1, 90s goodness. Coming back, man. Let's bring that shiny covers next.
Hey, come on, man.
I'm telling you, man. That's next on the list. The shiny damn cover. And it might be with Second Sight Publishing.
That'd be awesome. Come on.
There you go. Okay, that was my big announcement.
It's an awesome announcement, man.
Did I get it?
You got it. You nailed it.
Okay, let's move on. I want to say thank you to our new patrons that are helping support the show. We have Scott Summers. And let me tell you about Scott Summers. Not only is he a superhero, not the same guy, but the Scott Summers that is part of our Patreon has gone back and watched every one of our coffee videos.
Are you serious?
Scott's just sitting at home. I don't know. But he's gone through and watched probably about 60 episodes of the coffee video, and he's commented on every one. And he's commented about stuff during the video. So it's not like he's just watching the first two minutes.
Right.
He's watching the whole thing.
Really?
So hats off to Scott Summers for, doing his part, helping that watch time and all that good stuff.
Interesting. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, we also have another one, Chamorro Cinema.
Oh, Chamorro Cinema.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
also join the Patreon as well. If you guys want to join the Patreon, it's $3.99 a month, the price of one comic book a month. If you think me and Bob provide the value worth one comic book a month, join our Patreon. Help us support the lights and the coffee and all that good stuff. Maybe a comic book here and there.
Exactly. I appreciate it, though.
Yeah, but thank you to our new Patreons. I think we got about 70 people right now. So
that's awesome.
Cool. We also have some super chats from last week and the week before. The one where you were here in the live stream, I just want to shout them out real quick. We had the Rogue Trader. We had Two Brothers Comics. Big Herm, he changed his name to Big Herm. I like that.
I like it too.
Thomas Jackman, Jesus Ramon, and Nova69 all did super chats over the last couple weeks. So thank you to you guys.
Thank you guys.
That helps out quite a bit as well. You know what? I think that's it. I think I got everything. Man, there's a lot of stuff to cover today.
A lot of stuff to cover.
But you know what? We're not going to waste any more time because it's time for the first 5 brought to you by Comic Pro Line. Mm-hmm. And Bob, you're up first, buddy.
Sounds good. All right, so this first one, I just got a bunch of random stuff.
Sure.
It's Daredevil 595, and it's the homage cover to X-Men 135. And you kind of switch it back and forth. You can see both covers on there, which I dig. And then you got Star Wars number 4. Got some Han Solo action there. Check it out, guys. Then we got Moon Knight number 45. Love me some Moon Knight. These were all sent to me by a good friend of ours. And then Nailbiter Returns number 10.
Nice.
And then the last one, we got X-Force number 5 with some Archangel action on there. There's my first 5.
Those X-Force covers are really good.
I love them.
They're really good.
Absolutely love them.
All right, I'm up next with my first 5. And I got some goodness to show here. The first thing here is Clara Meath sent me her 2020 sketchbook.
Oh, sweet.
And which are just awesome. I have her last year's one as well. But she's the artist that did my first variant cover. And actually has that cover in there, which is nice. And that's the other one that's on there as well, which is what was the other one with the samurai and stuff?
Right.
I can't remember the name. Anyway.
I can't remember it either.
Come on.
Devil's Red Bride.
There you go. Bob did it. Bob came through at the end.
I did.
There you go.
I'm slow on the draw, but I usually get it.
But she left a nice little note inside for me, so thank you, Claire. I appreciate that. These ones are from our buddy, the Rogue Trader.
Eric,
these are his exclusives. What are these? Brickhaven? What is it called again?
Brickhaven.
There you go. There's number 1 and number 1. Those are the variants. And this isn't that him?
That's him. I love it.
Harold's Journey, number 1, with the Rogue Trader on the front of the cover. Just he's big, tall. But not only that, he also sent me this Berserker, the variant. I believe that's by Hive Comics.
That's a Hive one, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Berserker. You want to do it? Go ahead.
What's that?
Your little thing when you talk about Berserker.
Berserker.
There you go.
Come on, man.
Did
you ever see Clerks?
I saw Clerks.
Okay.
Somebody actually said that to me.
You remember Olaf?
Yeah. Somebody said that to me in the chat. Like, you've never seen Clerks? Yeah, I get it. Anyway, that's our first 5, but I wanted to show something really quick since we have this camera view, and this is a really good camera. This is from Logan Lumpkin.
Oh, man. Logan.
And Logan sent us some more fan art. And first off, I shared them on my Instagram, but this is one I didn't share. Mm-hmm. This is the ice cream dude. And he sent 2 copies of this. He wants Bob to color it, but people don't know Bob likes to color.
I do.
And although I've asked Bob multiple times to show some of his colors on here, he just decides not to, but that's all right.
All right.
So anyway, we each got a copy of this one, okay? And then he did this one as well, which is me and Bob.
I love it.
Getting some coffee or some ice cream and stuff, and it's just awesome. I love it. It's very cool looking. But there's another one, and I wanted to share it. And this one, Bob hasn't seen, but there is a subtle difference in this one. And I don't know if Bob can even see the camera.
I can't see the camera.
Up in the corner here, it says Bob's Bullseye
Oh,
Bob.
check that out.
So there you go. That one's yours.
Dude, Logan, thank you very much, man.
So mine said the comics with Bueller, as you can see there. And Bob says the Bullseye Bob.
That's awesome.
So there you go. That's yours.
Man, Logan, you're the best, bro.
Yeah. And then,
love his
then the
artwork.
next one, there's just one of these, and I'm keeping it.
All right.
Something is Drinking the Coffee. Also by Logan Lumpkin.
Very cool.
And a little side note about this, and Logan knows this, but a friend of mine, Ross Ritchie, who is the owner and founder of Boom Studios, I sent him a picture of this. And said, check this out. One of our fans made this for us. He loved it. Showed it to his wife. His wife loved it. He sent it to James Tinian, whatever. He loved it. So awesome.
Didn't he post on his Instagram?
They post on Instagram and on Twitter, which I don't know how Twitter works, but it's on there.
That's awesome.
But it's really cool, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Logan, you're famous.
Yeah, that's what I told. That's exactly what I thought. Logan, dude, you're published kind of. You're famous. So.
Absolutely. I need a copy of that.
I don't think so.
Come on.
One and only. But anyway, thank you, Logan, so much. Let me set this down, and I don't want to get damaged, so I'll just put something else up there real quick. But that we've received some wonderful fan art over the last few years, and this just adds to the collection. So thank you so much, Logan. He's sent us stuff in the past, and to all the people who have sent us,
everybody,
at all, it's just great.
You guys have no idea how amazing it feels to get this fan art like this, and how much we appreciate it. It's one of our favorite things. I mean, whether it's sent directly to him or sent directly to me, it's awesome stuff, and we appreciate every bit that we get. So thank you guys.
And let's not hesitate and point out that we look skinnier in these pictures.
I know. I was going to say, Logan, thank you for making me look good, bro.
I mean, it's like, well, if they only knew. There's a reason this desk is really tall.
This is true.
And I'm always neck up, baby.
I look good up here.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff going on now, but never mind.
Never mind. Still in my pajamas, sorry.
Actually. Yeah. But anyway, that was just awesome. So thank you so much. I loved it. And as soon as I got it, I sent a picture to Bob. So do check this out.
Oh, man, I was floored.
Yeah. So awesome stuff. Thank you, Logan. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it.
It's fantastic. Okay. Let's go to our next segment. Let's just jump right into it.
The subject.
And the subject is, what are your pet peeves about collecting comics?
Here we go.
What are your hates? What are your dislikes? And you know what? We had a bunch of them. And
this is true.
And this is brought to you by Blackbox Comics. Sorry, Blackbox, you probably don't want to be associated with this one. But you are, because you're a friend of mine, and I like you guys over there. So
there you go.
Go to blackboxcomics.net, enter the code Bueller10, save 10% off your purchase. They got a new book coming out next month. It's kind of cool looking.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, I'm up first. This is from Hulking War Machine. He says, the thing that probably bothers me the most is the lack of quality in Marvel books. If these small indie companies can give us these amazing high quality, why can't a huge company like Marvel? He's talking about the actual quality, paper quality of the book.
Right.
He's not talking about the story. Maybe he is, but for the most part, I think he's talking about the paper quality of the book. And this is something we've been harping on for a while.
It is.
And I have an example.
Okay.
Real quick. And this is really sad. Okay? Because how excited was I about these comics?
Oh, very excited.
Very excited. So, Daredevil, this is the Alex Ross Timeless one. Very nice. Okay, it all came out, not too long ago, a few months ago. Mm-hmm. And then they just came out with the last one, The Vision, okay? And since then, they've changed the paper quality.
They have.
And not only have they changed, but you can actually see right through this. You can see through the cover, and you can see the ads printed on the back of the book, right there. Yeah. That's how thin the paper is. You can see it, can't you?
Yeah, they actually didn't change the interior paper. What they did is they're using the same interior material that they use for their interior pages as their cover.
Yeah.
So they're not paying extra.
They're coverless.
Yeah, exactly. They're basically coverless.
Yeah.
And they're just printing the cover on what the interior paper is.
See the difference?
Much different.
Yeah,
much different.
That's within a couple months.
Exactly.
And there's nothing special about that Daredevil book.
No, exactly. And I mean, there are independents that are charging just the same.
Yeah.
And we're getting such better quality. And if the independents can do it, what's going on with the big two?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
When I got that Vision one, I was like, dude, I can read the ad from the front page.
Yeah.
That's how thin that paper is.
Oh, the very first week they did this, I was so mad.
Yeah.
I was absolutely mad. But it's true. And the more they do that, and it's not just now. I mean, in the past, Marvel has done the same thing on their covers. I mean, there were a bunch of them for a while there. When you opened them up, the ink would come off on your fingers.
Yeah.
And so it is a pet peeve for sure.
I totally, Hulking War Machine, I'm totally on board with this. This is one of my newer pet peeves that have come to light. Especially, like Bob said, when you compare other publishers, small publishers.
Maybe
1,000 print run.
Right.
I can guarantee you that the book I'm putting out that only has a couple hundred copies will be better than that thing.
Right.
And I haven't even seen it yet, but I can guarantee it is.
I think the thing that makes me the most mad about it is that companies do this because they can get away with it. Right. Your smaller publishers are giving us better quality because they're trying to get our business. Yep. They want to show their appreciation of us buying it. These guys already have the business.
Yeah.
And because they know that people are going to buy the books because they're completionists.
Yep.
They do it and they know they can get away with it.
And I did.
I did too.
I did because I had to get that Alex Ross one, even though I was like, really?
Exactly.
I don't know. So I think that's a lot of people's complaints, and I think the biggest offender right now is Marvel. I think DC is a little bit better quality, but they're the close second.
Because their business practices on what they're doing inside of their books is, I mean, $1 extra for a piece of story I don't want. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. So,
Bob's looking forward to this episode. Look at him.
Starting to get squirrely here.
Randy over there. All right, let's move on. Everyone hates the paper quality now.
There we go.
The comic novice. Thank you. This I am very new to comic book reading and collecting, but my pet peeves over the past 18 months relates to the event tie-in books. Although they're listed as tie-ins, at times they barely tie in to the main event. Plus, even when they get close to tying in, there seems to be continuity issues between the tie-in and the main event book. Thanks, Bob and Bueller. Your show is appointment viewing. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's just hit the current event, which is the King in Black. Okay. Mm-hmm. For one, it's all screwed up right now because it got delayed. So you're getting these tie-ins that are over, that are literally after the event has happened. Okay, but yet it still hasn't happened.
Right.
Another example: Daredevil came out. That takes place after everything's closed down. All the King in Black is over, but it's not over. So. No. You obviously know Daredevil made it out alive.
This is true.
And like the Amazing Spider-Man one was the same way. Like the tie-in for that last week, it's kind of finishes up the story, but yet the story's not over with. So right. I mean, there's a problem with the continuity, which is what he refers to in there. And the tie-in things, there's one that's not on this list, and we took it out. I told people not to put variants, just because. We've talked about variants so many times, mm-hmm. and my stand on variants is I enjoy variants, don't get me wrong, but I think the amount for certain books is just outrageous.
It is outrageous.
When you get 50, 60, 100 variants for a book, wow, it's just too much to comprehend. I'm all for a handful here and there, but, for some, it's just,
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's why we're not really talking about it, because... Yeah. That would have been the number one thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That being said, this was the number one thing because that was taken out of the list. It was the tie-ins and all the unnecessary tie-ins, and let's just call them what they are. They're money grabs.
They are money grabs.
And to get you, you have to get this as part of the story, but they're not. It doesn't have anything to do with it. I mean, it might have a little bit. It's like, well, there's a dragon that looks like he flew in the same area. Mm-hmm. Let's use that.
Right.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
And we fall for it hook, line, and sinker for the most part.
For the most part. I mean, I think for the longest time, I've stayed away from events.
Yeah.
Usually I'll buy just the main, 6 issues of the event and not the tie-ins. And that's if the event interests me and I hear that it's good. Other than that, I'll usually wait until the end of it, and then maybe decide to buy those issues or get collected in a trade.
Yeah.
But I am so sick of the whole tie-in thing. Joker War was another thing.
Yeah.
There were a lot of different tie-ins that seemed like they were part of the whole story. They were loosely tied, and they caused continuity problems that were just
Yeah.
insanely wrong. And so, I mean, DC does it too. It's not just Marvel. And I really hope that someday, we do get an actual event where the tie-ins actually mean something. Because otherwise, I'm not buying it.
It's hard if you have a writer who's doing the main story, and then you have other writers who are just trying to, do something and add it on to it. They're not in the same head as the main writer,
right?
So they're just kind of guessing, what they can do, what they can get away with, and stuff like that. So if it was a tie-in that's being written by the same writer, he's going to directly tie it in. It's going to make sense, like Venom and King in Black.
Sure,
that goes hand in hand. It's written by Donny Cates. They both are. Even though the King in Black is an event by himself, it's wrapped up into the Venom comic book, and you need the two to really understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You don't need the rest of the stuff.
No, and I feel bad for for those creators, who have a storyline going on. Like in the Daredevil Chip Zdarsky, I mean, it's like this is being put on the table. I appreciate what he did because he kept the core of what he was writing before and and what he's brought after, and kept that there while having to do this tie-in. I thought it was actually good.
Yeah.
Has no bearing on the King of Black story, but there it is.
And it wasn't. I thought it was good too, but it wasn't necessary at all.
It wasn't at all.
So anyway, Deceased, that was my favorite one.
Yeah, there you go.
All tied into one thing.
One thing.
One book a month for how many? 7 months. Where the last one was, whatever it is. They had one I think they had one tie-in during one of the events. I think it was like the first one. They had one actual tie-in book, but it was totally relevant to what was going on.
Right.
It wasn't like Justice League. Go get Justice League to find out. No, it was by itself. It was a Deceased. Whatever.
Right, okay? Right. Another one that's got that is the Dark Knight's Death Metal.
Yeah.
Every tie-in for that was relevant.
Yeah.
Every single one. That's the way you do an event.
Exactly. People like that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Bob, guess what, buddy?
I'm up.
About time, man.
All right, this one comes from Jason Doyle. Thank you, Jason. He said, as a child, I remember collecting comics, and it was nothing but pure joy. Like several of us have from time to time, I took a long hiatus from the comic book community. Having recently returned as an adult to collecting, it seems there are tons of negative people constantly trying to troll new collectors, especially on Facebook. Those of us who grew up in the 80s and 90s, and probably before that, know that comic books were never the cool thing if you were trying to fit into the popular crowd. We were always singled out as the nerds and dorks and geeks. I do not understand why it would make a fellow member of this community feel good to beat someone down for their particular likes or lack of knowledge on a certain subject. It is of my opinion that we all share one common theme, the love of comic books. That is one reason why I love this YouTube channel so much. No one is ever made to feel like their interest is dumb, and you are constantly trying to get any information people might want or need to them. I follow both Bob and Bueller and wish I was out there west where the comic book scene seems more embracing. Very cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Very, but also at the same time, you're also following a couple knuckleheads. So
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing, and I'll be totally honest.
Yeah.
I love comic books, but my knowledge is not that great. Mm-hmm. I sit there and I watch Robbie's interview with the guy from Comics Explained. Oh my God. It was like a life lesson in comic books. Watching those two spar each other and their comic book knowledge.
Right.
I was like, wow, this is amazing. I had no clue what they were talking about, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
You're always going to find someone who knows more than you do. That's just the case. We have friends like that as well. Just their knowledge is just tremendous in a certain area, and it dwarfs whatever we have. That's one thing that you run into. Another thing is you get comic snobs who think that their collection is the best, and your collection is the worst. And then they sit there and they give you a hard time because you don't have the best collection, or your books aren't as high graded, or they're not all this stuff. And they kind of make you feel as though you're not special or something like that. That happens. I've watched people on YouTube with YouTube channels sit there and demean people because they don't have this key or something, or they don't have it graded, which is ridiculous, because just because you have it doesn't mean I want it. And you just made me not want it because you were just being a jerk about it, and stuff like that. And so you see that kind of the comic book snobbery quite a bit, and it shouldn't be that way. It's just a hobby. No, I bring that up, and I want to go the other direction. with this as well, because it goes both ways.
It does go both ways.
Because I did a video in December showing our buddy Tony from Comic Pro Line showing his collection. Okay?
A lot of high-end books.
A lot of high-end books. He spends a lot of money in books. Loves the hobby. He's in the hobby. He's in the industry. He sells supplies. He's like the U.S. rep. Okay? People dumped on him in that video. Okay? It's my most thumbs down video of the year.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, he loves comics. And there's like comment, don't get me wrong, it's 90% of it's positive. Okay? Which is, thank you, fantastic.
Absolutely.
But there's comment after comment of people dumping on him.
Right.
You know, giving him a hard time for buying those books. You're the problem with our industry. People like you buying all these books. I'm like, what the hell is that? You know, I mean, this guy has had a passion for comic books from day one. He's in the industry. He goes and he purchases with his own money that he makes hard living. He's a contractor that does cement work and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, and he just enjoys it. You know, it's something that he's always liked. He's told me his life stories, and that's why I had him in the video at the end. So you kind of got to know him a little bit, you know, and kind of saw the personal, how he felt about comics, you know, and just his attachment when he had him signed by Stan Lee, or when he had Princess Leia sign or autograph those, and all that stuff. And for people to dump on that, don't watch my videos. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah.
If you're one of those type of people, go to another channel and watch them. I don't want you watching my video. I'll just there. If you don't like that, I don't care. But if you're not going to support people in every aspect of what we all enjoy talking about comics, maybe this isn't for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, we all need each other.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, to keep this community thriving the way that it is, our industry to thriving the way it is, all these pieces work together.
Yeah.
Whether it's the high-end books in the aftermarket or your 50-cent bins, they're both relevant. And you know, you have different collectors on different sides of the spectrum. To look down on somebody for their proclivities as far as how they collect, what they collect, it's just so counterproductive.
Yeah.
And you know, I have found inside of this community some of the most amazing people. And
that's most of the people.
It is most of the people. And I just want to say thank you.
The most people I'm talking to, hey, how you doing?
There you go.
But it's the small percentage, like I said, that just kind of like that's Tony's only video he's ever done on YouTube.
Right.
The only thing he's ever done. Okay. And I know he's gone through and read those comments.
Yeah.
And I know he's read the ones that just shit on that, you know, and stuff. And that's not cool, man.
It's not.
If you don't got nothing nice to say, just don't say it.
Yeah. So
you just let it be.
So on behalf of the comic book community, if you've been negatively affected by people who are making negative comments or anything like that, on behalf of the whole comic community, from both of us, we're sorry.
Yeah, and we love you.
We love you very
welcome
much.
Aboard.
Let me just say something about the community just really quick. You know, I know that Bueller didn't announce it last week, but the reason why I wasn't here last week is because I experienced the death of a good friend. And I just want to say that when people started to find that out, the outpouring of well wishes and prayers and love really touched me.
Yeah.
Because it's been a hard couple weeks, and I just want to say thank you guys for supporting me in such a hard time. That's the type of community that we have, and I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you. Sorry for getting emotional, man.
That's all right, buddy. I understand. When I had my roommate pass away, and you know, and I've said this before, but this vest was hers.
Yeah.
And she's the one that gave it to me. I still wear it, even though I've talked many times about putting it in a frame. I just can't take it off.
Yeah.
I just can't take it off, you know. And when I went and kind of introduced her after she passed away to the audience and stuff, just the outpouring of just everyone from this community. And really, I think people in general are good at heart.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just have a bad day, and maybe that just gets a hold of them for that one comment or something like that. But if you've made a comment like that, you can always go back and say, you know what, I apologize.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and,
absolutely.
You know, thank you for taking the time to share this with me, or something like that.
For
you
sure.
know? Or maybe like I said, everyone has a bad day every now and then.
Yeah.
And Bob, I'm glad you're here, buddy. I'm glad you're here today. I know
Appreciate
you're
it.
going through some stuff over the last couple of weeks. But you look good.
Thank you, man.
You look good.
I'm happy to be here.
You look taller too for some reason.
I don't know. Maybe I got some inserts in my shoes or something. I don't know. Wait, I'm sitting down. Never mind. Maybe I gained a few more pounds in my butt. I don't know.
Bob, everybody. All right, Bob, you got the other one? Next one?
Yeah, next one comes from Star Wars Fiend. He says, my pet peeves because I have more than one. The first are people who buy the books multiple at a time and don't even read comics. They are just hoping to make money off of it. My next pet peeve are the spec people. To me, driving up prices to a point the normal everyday fan or reader will be priced out. We both experienced this many times.
Here's the thing. I have no problem with people doing spec. Okay, it is what it is. It's not something I focus on anymore. It's not really my bag. But the thing that I think he's kind of referring to, and this is probably a problem, and I think everyone could kind of, even the speculators would agree with this. In the 90s, you had a lot of people coming into the hobby that didn't even know what was what.
No.
And they were just buying a bunch of stuff just because they heard, maybe I should buy this, and it might be worth money. And they couldn't even name the character on the front of the cover.
Nope.
And it's those people, even though we're selling more books, okay, but those people are the ones that end up driving up the market, even though they have no connection. And I think you guys understand what I'm saying when I say connection to the books. And you can speculate and you can have fun with the book, and you can look at a book and it's your favorite book, and you can speculate all you want, and that means something to you. But for my brother, I'll take my brother Robin, who doesn't know anyone. If I asked him, name one character on the Fantastic Four, he wouldn't be able to tell you. But he heard on the news that Fantastic Four book is going to be worth some money, and he goes to the local shop and he buys 20 copies. It's those people that I'm like, hey man, be a little bit more respectful for the people who collect. Or if that's something you do want to get into, take a time and read one of those.
Absolutely.
Read one of them. And if you feel the same way about it and enjoy it, become a fan. Don't become just a buyer. And hopefully it's something worth money down the road, and don't even know who they are. Like, imagine having a collection of comics. Like, oh, what's that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Daredevil? I never heard of him. And that was the case. That was the case in the 90s. That's what happened. That's what brought the comic industry to the ground, was those people coming in, buying hundreds of copies of books that didn't even know what they were, and they didn't even ask a question about it.
Right.
They just bought it. It's going to be worth money. And, if that is the case that keeps on happening, maybe they're selling more books, but it's going to have exactly the same effect that happened in the 90s.
Right.
We don't want that to happen. So, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, what happened in the 90s is once the crash came and people started dumping books, the volumes went down so far that, publishers, I mean, they practically went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And, that was a problem. I don't think we'll ever see that again.
Yeah.
But, really when it comes down to it, speculation, we've said it before, whether we do it or not, it does help the industry.
Absolutely. And it's a huge piece of the industry.
It really is.
And it needs to be there. Just like the reader needs to be there. Just like the collector needs to be there. Just like the fan of the artwork needs to be there.
Absolutely.
Honestly, that's the thing. We could do without the people that just buy them. Just, you guys, I'm not trying to offend anyone.
No. But I mean, having no connection to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
That would be beyond me because you have no passion for it. It's just, I don't know.
I can't see something like I have no passion for Beanie Babies.
Right.
And I don't see myself going and buying a Beanie Baby that's probably going to be worth $200.
Right.
It wouldn't cross my mind. I'd be like, I don't, because there's plenty of other stuff I'd spend my money on.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know.
And if you are one of those people, right? I want to implore you, read a book. Right? You're
awesome.
You'll be amazed at how amazing these stories and characters are. And you might find that you find something in comics that you never thought was there. You find out why we love this stuff so much.
Yeah, go trade the 20 copies of #1 of Fantastic Four and get issue 2 through 19 or something.
There you go. Come on, great idea.
Easy as that. Okay, this next one is from John Thomas. He says, delayed shipments are becoming more and more a pet peeve of mine. Now, I understand weather and storm issues like we've had recently, but it seems to me to be happening more frequently. Isolated incidences and extenuating circumstances.
Extenuating.
Extenuated. I knew I wasn't going to pronounce that word. Okay. But come on now. On an every other week basis, seems excessive. I knew when I saw that word. I had to redo it twice. I was like, hold on. Anyway, John is absolutely right. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Well, okay, so I work in supply chain. Besides being a pastor, my other job is I work in supply chain. And one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is that the weather, for the most part, is over.
Yeah.
But they dug themselves into a pretty large hole. FedEx is still digging themselves out. USPS is still digging themselves out. I think I sent an AOK from Heroes to Icons in New York, and it took almost a week and a half to get there, which is just ridiculous. And so it just depends on what lane it gets put into. There's still places where they're still digging themselves out, and the distribution is never the same. So it's not going to go the same exact route as it did the week before. Sometimes because they put it on different routes, they're going either up top or down below, still coming to the same place. Depending on what route they put it in, it can get delayed. Yeah. And so just understand that they're getting themselves out. Yeah. But until they do, we're going to keep experiencing these things for a little while.
Diamond.
It's Diamond.
I'm not buying it.
I mean, truthfully.
No, actually, I did see on the news, the shipping ports, there's ships just sitting out in sea, and they're just waiting to dock. Yeah. To deliver product and stuff. They can't dock because they're so far behind. Yeah. I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
It's Diamond. I don't think anything less.
I'm just going to blame Diamond.
It's Diamond's fault. You could do better. Do better. What I say I think I said on the live thing, their slogan was "Back to come back." I said, "Back to come back. Get off your back and get to work."
Right.
That's the slogan now. Okay. I don't know. I mean, the shipping is. I've actually come to just expect my comics to be late. I mean, that's kind of where I am right now, to be totally honest. It's been ongoing for months. Mm-hmm. And it's just I'm not surprised when I get the email, "Oh, sorry, books won't be until later." Yeah. Or "We don't know when they're coming," and that's a new one. Yeah. Usually it was like a day, but now you're getting we have no idea.
Right, because there's no tracking information. Yeah. UPS is the worst with their tracking information. They're still digging themselves out. And you can call them, and they'll tell you they have no idea. No. FedEx is hit or miss because their main hub is in Memphis. Everything air freight goes through Memphis, and so they're still trying to work normal freight and their backlog. Yeah. And so some days you have more of the backlog being worked, other days not, and so that you can't even rely upon, because one week you'll get the books on time, the next week you won't. And so until they get this under control, we're gonna keep experiencing these things.
I've had enough of it.
But I feel your pain, John Thomas.
You're up, man.
All right. Next one comes from NJ. He says, "My biggest pet peeve is the idea that a character showing up in a movie makes the comic suddenly worth having. It's one of the biggest speculation drivers, and it's unbelievably annoying listening to comic content creators with there's talks so that it might be a cameo in the MCU. As a result, this random issue of whatever that's been in 50-cent bin since the dawn of time is now a must-have, according to Key Collector. This rumor might not even come true that has caused the book to spike by 5,000% over the past week from 50 cents to $6. If you don't get a copy now, you're never going to be rich. Seriously, who the hell cares? I really wish comic values weren't so affected by movies and TV. Honestly, it's stupid. It's effing stupid."
I didn't see that last part. So I kind of agree, to be honest. And I've said this before. If it's in a movie, it just automatically goes up in price. Or if it's in a video game, it goes up in price. Or if it's on a bed sheet, it goes up in price. I don't know. Whatever it is right now, it doesn't take much. I like that it goes up in price because, man, it's a kick-ass character. Sure. And that character deserves it.
Absolutely.
Whether it's in a movie, on a bed sheet, in a game, I don't care. It's because what was in the pages that made that popular.
Right.
And that's why that character should be worth money. On the other hand, I see the fun in it. Because I've talked to people about this. Oh, they're playing have you heard the rumors? This is it. And they like that. They like the hunt. They enjoy it. Who was she talking to on the phone in WandaVision? That might be this character. And they like that kind of hunt aspect to trying to figure it out. Kind of like a quest or a mystery type thing.
Sure.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a little bit, there is a little bit of enjoyment, you know. If you sit there and you find a 50-cent book in those boxes, and man, this is such and such that's in the movie or a TV show or stuff, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it does get annoying that's everything. And actually, I take that back, because it's not everything, because I've kind of noticed, like, when that TV show Gotham was coming out, they put a DC character in there, didn't do nothing. They put a DC character in the CW shows. Does that make any difference at all in the value of the books?
Not.
No, not at all. Not even a peep, okay? But you get a WandaVision, and she might be talking to Wonder Man on the other end of the phone.
That's right.
And people lose their shit.
They're going to demonetize this one, man. But you're right. You're right. You're right.
We super chats make that up. We're fingers crossed. But I mean, it is. Think about that. I was just noticing that the other day. I don't know why that is, and I'm not the one who sets the standard or whatnot. But you know, they introduced like what is it, King Shark? I might have that character wrong in like Flash. That didn't do nothing to that book.
No.
But if they, you know, like I said, Wonder Man or whatnot, people freak out. Or there's the White Vision or something like that. You know, and it's a $1,500 book.
Yeah, yeah.
From a $10 book. Or
I
whatever.
think it really depends on what it is. You know, I mean, the Gotham show wasn't very popular. There are a lot of people who are CW resistant. They won't watch those shows. And so you're not going to get the same amount of buzz that you will on a big movie. I understand that. But I don't understand the non-speculation thing. I mean, it is media. It is people, you know, going to watch those things.
Yeah.
The new Suicide Squad. I mean, for a little while there, you had some speculation on Polka Dot Man. You know, who, you know, I would have never bought a Polka Dot Man book, but
yeah, you have now.
You know,
for a whole set of different reasons. We don't want to know. Polka Dot.
You know, but it's just like, you know, I don't understand it. Like, but this week I was very pleased because we found out that Kanto was picked up.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very happy for the creators because they were
That's pretty cool.
They were getting notes that the book Kanto, which has been sitting right around $400 to $500, you know, for a 9.8.
Yeah.
Somebody bought one for $1,200 this week, so it just shot up.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool to see the reaction to that.
I like that aspect. I like the aspect of the creator hitting it. Okay?
Yeah.
Those creators who you did a great interview, by the way.
Thank you.
They put their passion and soul in this original creation, and there's something coming of it more so than just comic books, and a whole other audience is going to get to enjoy it. I'm really happy for them because of that. And it made the book spike, and that's a whole other thing. We just got done talking about that. But I get more happy for the creators when something like that happens, you know, especially with these original creations, which we don't, you know, as far as the other stuff like the Superman and the Spider-Man of the world, those creators are, you know, no longer with us or whatnot, you know, so it's a whole other story. But for the new original things, they see some light at the end of the tunnel, you know, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I just, I understand what he's saying. I call it the Hollywood effect.
Yep.
And I don't know. It does drive me nuts how much it spikes so fast. And then it drops so fast.
It drops. Well. I mean, you know, and that's the point I think we tried to make before. If you're not in the speculation game and you're not used to doing this, don't get FOMO when you see these type of things. Yeah. Bueller has put out a number of videos. JP from JP's Comic Collector put out a number of videos showing just how much after you get these huge spikes, just how much they go back down.
Yeah.
You know, just
to a more reasonable level.
Right. You know, I mean, within 6 months, and you can get bit very hard by that. So be careful. Do your homework. And understand if you go back and watch some of those videos, you get a better understanding that some of these spikes, they're inflated.
Yeah.
So,
but the hunt can be fun.
It can, for sure.
So I gotta, you know, I gotta recognize both sides.
Yeah. If you want to watch somebody good with the hunt, go watch Immortal Biggie Shack. Go watch Biggie Shack's channel. And when you see some of the stuff he picks up based on this week's stuff that's hot, he finds stuff all the time.
He does.
He's really good at finding stuff.
He does a great job. Drives around with the camera rolling all the
There
time.
we go.
Run into something. Okay, I got the last one here, and this is from our good friend Logan Lumpkin, who did the artwork that we showed earlier. This is kind of a long one, but just a tremendous comment. He says, if collecting comics has taught me anything, it's that Jack Kirby was right. There's an inverse relationship between love and power. The more we love something, the more power we allow said thing to have in our lives. It's amazing that there is a community of people who love comics so much that they can develop lists of pet peeves surrounding them.
That's great.
With all that being said, my biggest pet peeves surrounding comics are, and he's got a few right here.
All right.
The majority of people creating comics for the big two today don't seem to love the medium of comic books or the characters as much as previous creators such as Roy Thomas, Jack Kirby, John Romita, Steve Ditko, Walt and Louis Simonson, etc. Can you imagine Marvel releasing their work on the paper they're using now? He's talking about the quality and stuff and the pride they had in there. And I think that is the case with creators writing something they didn't create.
Yeah.
When it's something you created, there's always that bond to that creation. You know, I came up with the Fantastic Four, or I came up with Deadpool, or whatnot.
Right,
so
right.
you're bonded to that character. It's different between being bonded and just writing an issue of Daredevil. You know, you didn't make that character, but you know, there's a little bit of disconnect. So I think there's a little bit of that in there. That's why you see so much more connection with independent titles right now, because it is their independent creation that they're coming up with, those creators, and you see a difference between the people writing stories for characters that have been around as opposed to brand new stuff that they're doing themselves. So another one is the current state of comic book distribution is riddled with delays and poor packaging due to low wages and little effort. He also says serial purchasing and or hoarding of key comics. We will likely never achieve the level of altruism as a society, but I would love to live in a world full of collectors who would happily sell their extra copies of key books. Life is far too short for serial collecting. Make your profit and share the comics. Love with a brother. There you go, man. Just
there you go.
Sell the extras.
Yeah.
Give them away. I don't have a problem with that.
No.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Another one is, and lastly, but certainly not least, the marketing. Oh, this is one of mine. These companies should be paying you for your services. That's talking about us. Bueller, no joke. I would have no idea what issues were being released each week without your weekly videos. Says this channel has made my love for comics grow a lot over the last 3 years, and I'm confident your love for comics has grown as well, Bueller. I would love to know your pet peeves list has changed over the years. Well, thank you, Logan, once again for. I got payment just for you watching. If you're sending me the artwork, you're doing their job for them. That's payment enough right there, brother.
For sure.
But you know what? Their marketing is abysmal to nothing for comics. That's just is what it is. Unless you're a creator and you're out there pushing your own stuff. And I talked about Frank Gogol. The guy's a workhorse. Whenever he has a new title coming out, the last one was Dead End Kids, he's all over social media. Man, he's pushing that thing like it's made of gold and stuff. And I could totally and I told him that too. I said, dude, nobody pushes their books like you do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wish more would, to be totally honest. And because the publisher, you probably wouldn't even be able to tell me who published that book because they didn't put out nothing.
Yeah,
but he did. Man,
absolutely.
I mean, he really went. I mean, Source Point Press. Nothing against Source Point Press. I don't really know them that well, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Like, where was that advertised through Source Point Press? No, I just saw it through Frank Gogol and his total dedication to getting the word out about his book.
Yeah, I just sent him a message because he posted on Facebook that he had more copies of No Heroin, and I never got those books. I never got No Heroin.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
And so hopefully he sees my DM because I really want that series.
Yeah, Frank's a good guy. Comic Book Food Chain, still trying to get to 1,000. They're like 780 right now, and they're giving away free books. So go check out their channel and stuff. I blew away they were going to have a competition for every 100 subscribers, and they were planning on that happening like every couple weeks. Mm-hmm. Took like a week.
Come on.
So they're like all backed up. They're like 6 giveaways behind. Sorry, awesome. Man. You get what you get. But thank you, Logan. I appreciate it, man. And he asked what my pet peeves are, and I kind of covered that on my live stream I did last week. But I'll kind of go over a few that I've kind of changed on a little bit, or softened on, because I did a video 3 years ago called Pet Peeves About Comics, and I'll put a link at the end of this one if you guys want to check it out. It's actually the very first video I ever did in front of a camera, so if you want to see if there's any differences between 3 years ago and today. It's just I had more teeth back then, but I also had more pounds as well. So what are you gonna do?
There you go.
Anyway, a couple of my pet peeves back then were grading and stuff, and that was very new to me, so I didn't know a lot about it. So I was really, I kind of feared what I didn't know. I've kind of loosened on that, and I kind of see the advantages of grading a little bit. It still doesn't do anything for me personally, as far as me wanting to go out and get a book graded. I'm still in that category of, I'm fine with how they are, but I can respect the aspect of what it brings to the collector. So I've softened on that a little bit. Another thing, and it was hard for me to even write this down. I've softened a little bit on digital as well.
Yeah.
And just because, we're missing out on stories. They're just not sitting in their comic shop, and you have to go to a different option. And as much as I don't really want to go that option, reading some digital comics over this past year has saved me money, because if I read something digital and I don't like it, I won't buy it. But if I read something digital and I like it, I will go buy it.
Yeah.
Even though I already read it, I'll probably go buy it. Nine times out of 10, I will. Mm-hmm. But so it saved me money on that end, to where if I'm not wasting my money on this. Mm-hmm. This is garbage or whatnot, So I see the value of the digital comic for a little bit. So it's a little bit growing. Am I going to switch to digital anytime soon? No. Mm-hmm. But at least it does give an opportunity for people to read comics that they might not be able to read before.
Sure.
So I can appreciate that. Some of the new ones that I've added to my list, and we've talked about them on here. First off is the paper quality is just horrible on Marvel. And honestly, and I said this before, I've dumped every Marvel title on my pull list except for Daredevil. Everything else I'm not getting. I said, forget it. I will finish off the Immortal Hulk run because the Alex Ross covers. There's only a couple more to go on that. But until Marvel fixes their paper, and whether they do or don't, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not wasting my money on them.
Yeah.
It's just so poor quality books, and there's so much other ones out there. I'll read them digitally, I guess. I don't know. And then we just hit this, but Diamond is another bigger pet peeve. The more and more I've learned about Diamond over the last 3 years, and the more and more I've learned about how they treat publishers, if you're not the big 2 or 3, you're at the short end of the stick, and you just kind of get what you get. And I just think that's a crappy way to do it. I was talking to a creator today, right before we did the show. He's like, his book came out on Wednesday, or was supposed to. None of the stores got it. Like, it was out. It's out. I mean, some people got it, but very little. Like less than a third of the orders came through. Mm-hmm. Okay, that people ordered it, and he's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "I don't know." That's what they get, and that's what they hear from Diamond.
Yep.
And it's like, it'll be out when it comes out, and that's it. And how do you market something like that? How does a publisher market their book when they don't know what's going to come out?
Right.
It's supposed to be out this week. Well, I hope it does. And I've talked to creators or publishers. Hey, is your book out yet? He goes, I don't know. Let me go check my LCS, see if they got it. That's what they're waiting for. That's not how it should work,
it's
man.
Ridiculous.
I guarantee you Marvel doesn't do that.
No.
DC doesn't have to worry about that.
Nope.
So anyway, that's one thing. There's the shipping, the damages, all that other stuff. That's a whole other thing. But just me personally talking to publishers and creators over the last few years and hearing these stories, God, man, I feel bad for every one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, there you go. Those are my newer pet peeves.
Nice, man.
You got any new ones that we didn't cover?
Not really new ones. I mean, we didn't cover it, but it's on your video. Still a pet peeve of mine when your bags and boards, they flap up, butterfly flaps.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that.
It's on the original 10.
But last thing would be for me is negativity. I mean, we hit on that
That's
earlier.
what we've been talking about the whole episode.
Exactly. But I'm talking about people, being negative towards other people. I just don't have time for it.
And just so you guys know, this was the downer one. Next week is the positives.
The positive one.
Okay, we got to balance this out. So this is the downer episode. Okay?
Get it out of the way.
But next week is the positives about collecting. What we enjoy, your 10 favorite things about collecting comics and stuff like that. You can't say variants.
Can't say variants.
No, I'm just kidding. You can put that on there. Well, anything goes on that.
I love it.
But that'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, that's our topic.
Great topic.
A lot of great things discussed and stuff, and I do not recommend anyone reading the comments. They're too negative. So, at least don't read all 180 of them.
Right.
Read a few here and there. But it's like, oh, man, it sounds like collecting comics is the worst.
That's what you get the impression if you just went by that.
Yeah. Oh, what are you gonna do, right?
That's exactly.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
All right, Bob. Let's go to our next thing. Let's go with our final 5.
All right.
And go ahead. You go first.
All right. So again, a bunch of random comics. So I brought Batman number 99. And then Web of Venom Wraith, I think that's you go, Wraith.
Sure.
There you go. Joker War number 2.
Nice.
Love that cover. Stillwater number 1. Love this series by Chip Zdarsky.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alienated number 6. There you go. That's my final 5.
Perfect.
Come on.
All right. I got my 5. That's random stuff as well.
Sweet.
Avengers number 223, the famous Ant-Man Hawkeye cover.
It's one of my favorite covers of all time.
Incredible Hulk or Many Foes has the Hulk, it says on here. Number 139. That's awesome.
That is an awesome one.
And then we have the Hulk number 16. This is the first or cameo with a red Hulk, or I don't know who that is. Whatever. Amazing Spider-Man number 260.
Sweet.
Hobgoblin. And then we're going to finish on some McFarlane love. ASM number 322. The Assassination Plot, Part 3 of 6.
There we go.
Look at that. McFarlane love. That's my final 5, brought to you by Comic Pro Line. Get some supplies. The link is down below. Enter the code for Tony's thing so he can get credit for it. I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But bags, boards, boxes, you name it, they got it. So there you go. That's our final 5. But you know what? Now we switch gears and we go to one of our favorite things, which is Robbie's Pick of the Week.
Oh, hey everybody, I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups from Pop Culture Philosophers. Hope you're enjoying the show, hope you're enjoying your coffee, and my pick of the week is...
Ultra Mega number 1 by Image Comics. This is one, again, I'm behind on my reading, so I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I'm excited to read it.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance?
It's like 80 pages now.
It's 80 pages.
No, I'm not going to read it. It's like a 4-hour long movie that just came out.
There you go. But it is Robbie's Pick of the Week. He's usually never wrong.
Yeah.
And, his show on Tuesday nights, his comic book reviews.
Sure.
Some of the best that are out there. It's a mainstay for my watching every week. Yep. And he's always good.
Yeah, we're just going to take your word for it. It's got kaiju things and then big old monsters running around. I guess the artwork's pretty good.
It kind of has an Ultraman feel to it, which is kind of,
And they just came out with another Ultraman book.
Yeah.
And the Ultraman books all say Ultraman, the rise of Ultraman. Like they have to say it twice.
I know. I don't know why.
I don't get it. Anyway, way to go, Robbie. Go check out Pop Culture Philosophers for even more great content.
Absolutely.
There you go. Okay, that was quick and easy.
There we go.
So we're going to go ahead and do our random thoughts segment. And in our random thoughts, like I said earlier, there are full spoilers. And we're going to talk about the current shows that came out this week that we've all been waiting for. So let's talk about the first one. And we're going to talk about the Snyder Cut. Just look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's all
4 hours.
4 hours. Okay. Now, you didn't like Justice League before, and you didn't like a lot of the DC movies before, correct?
Well, I was on the fence about him. You know,
I think I fully remember you saying how horrible like Justice League was at one time or something like that.
Parts of it.
Yeah, parts of it. Okay.
Right.
Anyway, Bob. What? No, we don't. But it kind of fits. What do you think about the Snyder Cut?
I have mixed feelings about it. There are some things inside of that whole 4 hours that I absolutely loved. There are certain scenes that were so much different based on how Snyder had envisioned it. And when I got to see like the whole bank scene with Wonder Woman, that whole scene was so much better than what we got in the original Justice League. Things like that I was just I was geeked out by it, loved it. And there were a number of those throughout the movie. So because of that, there are scenes that I love. And then there are other things that just I was puzzled. Like one of the things that's a real just weird about the movie is the music choices.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
It's like
a lot of people liked the new score on it, but I thought I was kind of taken back by it a little bit.
It felt like he was trying to be artsy with the music choice, and usually I like a lot of Zack Snyder's slow-mo, but there was just way too many of those slow-mo scenes that didn't have any bearing on the regular story. Yeah. I didn't need the whole football, slow-mo scene that was going on. So choices like that were kind of weird and extended the movie. I think there was at least a half an hour of that movie could have been cut out.
I think there was 2 hours of the movie.
Maybe. But I liked getting the fuller story. I loved seeing characters when Martian Manhunter came on the screen, I flew out of my chair.
Yeah.
Because I was not expecting it. But overall, I think I messaged you after I watched the first hour of it. I was like, "This is amazing!" Right? Then I get to the end of it, and I'm like, "All right," you know.
Yeah.
The whole end battle, I don't think it was any better than the original battle that we got. One of the things I really had just cracked me up was I got to the end of it. I'm like, that was pretty cool. What did you text back to me?
I want my 4 hours back. I was being a little testy on that, just so you know.
I want my 4 hours back. What'd you think of it?
So it was fine. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've seen Justice League a few times. I've watched it and stuff, and I thought it was fine as well. There's so much in this one that I was like, I really didn't care about, you know, and to where I think you could probably do another movie and not be 4 hours long. Just take the stuff that's good from the original cut and the stuff that's good from this cut and stick them together. Then you get a nice 2 hour movie. Mm-hmm. The one thing I've had a problem with Justice League, the first cut and this one, they did the exact same thing, and it's really weird. And more so in this one, is the scale of the human element is not there. Okay, and what I mean is, there's hardly any civilians in this movie at all, except for a couple scenes, like the bank scene and like some of the scientists, you know, when that are kidnapped or whatnot. You know, like there's no like in Man of Steel. I mean, they're wrecking the city, man, and there's danger all around. The buildings are gone, people are in turmoil. You know, things are coming to an end. You get none of that in here. Even the city, the little city that the dude takes over, okay, for the regular, you don't even, in the first one, you saw one family, a mom, a dad, and the 2 kids, and none of the other people in the town. In this one, you don't even see them.
Yeah.
And there's it's like they're on their own planet, battling out against this evil foe that's trying to take over the world. There's no military. There's no anything at all, you know, that's trying to help them or stop them or whatnot. You know, you got Commissioner Gordon like, hey, what are you guys doing?
Right.
I don't know. We're going to go try this in the sewer. Okay, have fun. We'll see you when you're done. And that's really about it. And it's like, where is the human element to where like, hey, man, this is going to change the world. The world is coming to an end. And there's none of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, even like the scene where Superman comes back alive and they're out in the middle of the city, there's, except for like 2 police cars, there's nothing.
Nothing.
And I'm like, I know they got some crap because they were so devastating in like the Superman one, and they wrecked so much of the town. Like, oh, there's so much devastation in this movie, we got to tone it down a little bit. But they literally went from one extreme to another, to where there's none at all. It's like nothing that's happening affects anyone else in the world except for the superheroes themselves and their small, like the people related to them, like the Amazons or stuff like that.
Right.
You know? And I'm like, how can that be?
I
imagine that aspect with Infinity War or
Right.
with Avengers. And then there's no attack on New York or whatnot. And it's just, no, we're just off on some place and we're just fighting or whatnot.
Right,
And
right.
You don't have that peril that we're in, that changes, that or half the humanity gets wiped out. That's what I have a huge problem with right there.
Yeah, and that's led to some speculation by like Tina and I were talking about it when we watched the original Justice League. That whole thing with the Russian family was a weird thing in that movie.
Yeah,
right. And so what you just said, I think maybe Joss Whedon made the choice because he saw the same thing. There was nothing about the human element. So the other speculation that we have on that is that when the Avengers movies came out, you had single movies to play out each of the characters before they came together. And you know, for Zack Snyder to have to do the backstory for all these characters in the Justice League, I don't think there was room to put anything in there as far as human element or anything else. And that's probably why he did it. But you're right; it does detach from, you know, our being in the midst of it, and so it's a weird choice.
It's like even like when Wonder Woman is on the street of Gotham or whatever, talking to Cyborg. There's nobody there.
No, it's true.
It's literally an empty. This is like the biggest city in the world, and there's nobody for miles.
Right.
You know, there's like, and like they did the whole with the Flash scene when he's applying for the job at the dog groomer or whatnot, and the girl shows up or whatnot, and you got like you got literally the girl and a hot dog vendor. That's about it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And I'm like, this is Metropolis.
Yeah, I
It's
think
supposed to be huge.
I think the most we got a human element was the bank scene. You got a whole crowd outside, and then of course the kids that were in there.
Yeah, that's like the first few minutes of the movie.
Right, which to me was one of the best parts of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, one thing I did want to mention is that a lot of people are kind of really dissing on the whole Joker scene.
Yeah.
Me personally, I want that movie.
Yeah.
I want that team, right? With Deathstroke and Mira and Batman and the Joker and these guys.
You know what's really sad?
Huh.
The Jared Leto version of Joker has been in more movies than any of the other ones.
I know, which is ridiculous.
Give me a break.
But still, I want that movie, and we're never going to see it.
Yeah.
It's like they did this whole scene just for this cut for something we're never going to see.
Is that really what Batman's dreaming about?
In this particular part of it, I guess. I don't know.
Come on, Bruce. Really, dude? Really? Take
Come
a
on.
pill or something, man.
There you go. What are you going to do?
Fuck that. All right, let's move on to the other show. Mm-hmm. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
By Marvel.
Uh-huh.
Kind of standard bearer of comic book presentation or whatnot.
Right. So
Just
you
got
go
done-
first this time.
Just got done with WandaVision. Now we got the Winter Soldier and the Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it from the very first action scene. Was awesome. I thought that's exactly what Falcon would do. Okay, we're familiar with these characters now. We all know what they're doing. I think it's the only thing that I have a problem with Falcon Winter Soldier, and it's not their fault at all, is that there's been such a time gap between the end game. Obviously, it's because of the pandemic and stuff, to where they're referencing like the blip and stuff, and it feels like that was so long ago.
Yeah.
When that happened, to where in the movies or the TV shows, they're just now getting back from that.
Yeah.
And they're dealing with that right now. So, like I said, that's nothing to do with the show itself. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm sure when they did this, they meant to have them come out somewhat, on a regular basis, to where it was still somewhat in the news or fresh in your memory.
Sure.
So you kind of have to remind yourself, okay, here we are. But I love the action scene with the Falcon. The whole Winter Soldier kind of being down or whatnot. I thought he was kind of got all better when he was in Wakanda, but he's still a little upset. I don't know. He's still dealing with stuff.
He's a messed up dude,
He's
man.
messed up, man. I'm like, wasn't that when you were in the hut in Wakanda? Well, wasn't that
The White Wolf.
The White Wolf. Wasn't that to make you straight, make you good?
Right.
Apparently they felt so. They gave you your arm back or whatnot. But no, he's still dealing with stuff. So I'm like, oh man, we kind of have to deal with that a little bit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I enjoy kind of the aspect behind the scenes of, learning about the Falcon a little bit more, and I think that this series is going to be a little bit more straightforward than what we had on WandaVision.
Sure.
And I can appreciate that a lot more. And, because I think they pointed out there's a bad group of people or whatnot, and they're led by the Zemo.
Smasher.
Yeah. And
We haven't seen Zemo yet.
yeah, but he's been in the trailers and all that stuff. So we kind of know where they're going, and they kind of set that up, and then we introduced the toothless Captain America at the end. That was awesome.
He did look toothless.
I don't know, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
And it was 35 minutes long, however long it was, and it went by really fast and looked good and looked like they didn't spare any expense on it. We had the Iron... the one Cheadle, whatever character he plays.
Rhodey.
Yeah, Rhodey, he's in there and stuff, so that was kind of cool. So, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was great.
I absolutely loved it, man.
Yeah?
I thought this is exactly what you want out of something from the MCU. Yeah. It hit on all cylinders.
Yeah. It was a TV show.
It's a TV show.
That's the one thing I see it. I don't see it as a big screen, like adopting a bigger screen into a smaller screen. I see it as a TV show. If you understand what I'm saying.
Sure. But the effects that they produce, those are movie level, which I very much appreciated. I like the fact that there's a huge difference between WandaVision and what we're seeing in Falcon Winter Soldier. That excites me because that means that all these different series that are gonna have different flavors and takes, just like the MCU movies.
Yeah.
But this, knowing what we have from the Captain America movies, this was a great progression. I mean, everything that I was hoping that it would be, so far that it is.
Yeah.
Just like you said, getting Rhodey in there as a cameo is great. I'm pretty sure we'll get something set up at the end of this for the Armor Wars that's coming, eventually. Getting more of the backstory into who Falcon is, his family, even the stuff happening with Winter Soldier. I think that, all that stuff was right and felt good.
Yeah.
The pace of it, by the time I got to the end, I was like, that's already an hour?
Yeah.
And I was mad that it was over with. The action was incredible. Love having Batroc the Leaper back.
Yeah.
Played by GSP. To have, and I think we're going to see him back again.
Yeah.
The whole little storyline that they did, introducing the group for the Flag Smasher, I thought was great. Everything that I was hoping that it would be was there, and then more. And I really think that we're in for a wild ride with this series.
Yeah.
And man, I'm so on board.
Yeah.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Now, we didn't really get too much of the Falcon and Winter Soldier together.
No.
And they play very well together.
They do.
Just the small scenes that they had together in the Avengers movies and the Captain America movies, they were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see an extended period with them together and see how that works out.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get any of that in the first one.
So here's the one thing I'm surprised about, because we knew that, Falcon was going to lose the shield. And that was going to be part of the storyline. I did not see him giving up the shield in the beginning coming. We got all the things from the trailers where he's practicing with the shield.
Yeah, we did. That's right. I remember.
So I do believe that before the end, we're going to get him getting the shield back. I don't think this U.S. agent is going to play all the way through. I think somewhere around the halfway point, he's going to get the shield back, because they're going to be gearing up for the big fight with Zemo. And that's what I think is going to happen. He's going to punch Toothless in the mouth, and going to get the shield back, and we're going to get our new Cap.
Am I not the only one? That Captain America new one is like weird looking.
He's weird looking.
I was like my grandmother taking her dentures out.
Took her dentures out and put the helmet on.
No offense to that kind of real life.
Well,
Is that something they were going for?
I don't know. But both my wife and I commented on the same thing.
I mean, it was just a small 2 seconds, but that's what the lasting appeal of that show was that. What was that? Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Anyway.
There we go.
All right. Well, so we're kind of on agreement on both. To
Yeah.
be honest, so that's all right. Just let us know what you guys thought about the Snyder Cut. Was it a masterpiece? Was it just okay? Did you like the Falcon and Winter Soldier? That's kind of our pick. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And, it's only like I said, less than an hour long or whatnot. So I like that part as well.
For sure.
So anyway, very cool. That's our random thoughts. I got one other little kind of random thought. I'll just put it in here. I'm updating my preview video. I kind of mentioned that on the preview video itself. Basically, what we're doing on the preview video going forward, we're jumping right into the books. So within 30 seconds, you're going to be into the books. I'll do a quick little intro. Hey, welcome to this week and to what we're showing, and right into the books. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to start out with Marvel. We're going to go to DC, then Image, then Boom, and then some other publishers as well, all the way down the line. And at the end of the video, we'll raise the question what our topic is of the week. If there's other stuff going on, we'll talk about that as well. And we'll also bring up the question during the video. As you guys know, there's lots of variants that come out. Mm-hmm. There's just time in the video for me to talk about certain things. So I'm going to mention them during that spot. So instead of taking the 2.5 minutes for my intro and stuff, within 30 seconds, you're going to be looking at books.
There you go.
And I'm not going to waste any of your time and get to the point, because you want to see the books. And that's what it's about.
There you go.
So I just want to let you guys know, expect that going forward on the preview video, same stuff, but just a little bit quicker for you guys to access it and get the ball rolling. So, okay, I have some other announcements. I just want to put this out there. We're going to be partnering up with Bird City Comics, which is an online comic shop, and they do a lot of exclusives. And they're going to be sending us books to do giveaways from their exclusives, and I actually got a few right here. I'll show them to you. This is Punchline number 1.
Sweet.
This is Nonstop Spider-Man number 1. And this is The Joker number 1. These are all of their exclusives. That last one is by John Boy Myers. And starting next week, we're going to be running giveaways on the stuff that they sent us. And they actually sent a really nice box of stuff. And very easy giveaways that we do. Pretty much just leave a comment on the videos that we do the contest over, and you are entered. We are going to keep it to U.S. only. I'm sorry, but just the shipping rates are just outrageous right now.
Yep.
And I can't afford it. To be totally honest, because I'll cover the shipping to the United States, and it's a few dollars. I got that. But, just shipping to Canada alone is like $30, $40 just for one book.
Yeah.
And then overseas, you're looking at $50 or $60.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but we're just going to stick it within the United States. But we got some great comics from Brit City Comics. They just had the Alien Marvel #1, the Grey Horn variants that came out
beautiful
this week. You can go to the website, pick those up and stuff. And, this really came because of you guys, to be honest, because the Bird City Comics is actually one of the guys that's on that comic book food chain channel that we were promoting. And he saw that we were promoting the comic book food chain channel. He reached out to me. He's like, hey, man, thank you so much for giving us a shout out. Would you be interested in having some of our books and we can do some giveaways? I'm like, dude,
absolutely.
Sure. Free comics to give them to my audience? All you got to do is say, go to Bird City Comics. Yeah, send me whatever you want.
Come on.
So thank you to you guys for kind of bringing that attention. Everything kind of works out that way. So there you go. Going forward, we're going to have some giveaways. It won't be every week, but it'll be quite a few, to be totally honest. Mm-hmm. And we'll have some nice choices for you to win some free comics. So not bad, right?
Not bad.
So anyway, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Also, don't forget, we have my second variant. It's available right now. If you're interested, Blowtorch #1, you can get you get both copies. It's $25 plus $6 shipping, so $31. If you want more than one set, it'd be the price, so $25 and $25, and then just add $2 more to the shipping. So instead of $6 shipping, it'd be $8 plus the $50 for the 2 sets or whatever. So we're going to try to limit 2 per person or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Just makes sense. Right. If you're interested, BuellerComics@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know you want one. I'll send you an invoice. We'll get it all taken care of. We'll sell out. These are going to sell out. I know they are because it's 90s goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I wanted it. I was like, come on, man. This is an easy choice. And I want to thank you guys for helping me do this. I mean, like I said, this one is mine. This one is, I'm not partnered with anyone. I'm fitting the whole bill on this one. Everything that costs to get one of these done, it's all on me and stuff. So help me.
Help me, please. I love it.
I appreciate it. I'm a little worried.
It's a huge step for him.
Yeah.
For sure.
But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Awesome. Like I said, let me know. Just send me an email. I'll get you taken care of. Get an invoice. Pay it off. Wait for a few weeks to get a book. Like I said, they come out first week of April, but that's subject to change depending on when they're actually released. So
there you go.
There you go. Anything else? Oh, real quick. I want to do this. I want to say hello to some of the people watching. We always have a nice crowd watching at 5 a.m. in the morning. I wrote down some names. This isn't all of them. Obviously, there's like a couple hundred sometimes.
Yeah.
But John Thomas, hello. Andrew Lopez, hello. Ricky Spanish, hello. I see you out there, Ricky. Fable, hello. He always comes in late, but that's okay. Joe Medina, hello. 62 Lefty Blues, hello. Mick A, hello. Missing Link, hello. Telmo Gomez, hello. How you doing? How's that coffee? Good. Shane Lorison, did I get that right? I think I did. Connie, she comes in late as well. Mm-hmm. And hello. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed the show and have some good coffee.
Absolutely.
There you go. Don't forget to go back and watch the Pet Peeves video. I'll put a link at the end of this one so you can see the original one from 3 years ago.
There you go.
But that's it, man. I think I got this long episode. I'm going to edit it down. I'm going to cut some out. All right, everyone. That's all we got for you today.
Yeah.
This has been a fun show. Like I said, don't forget, next week we're going to do the positives about collecting comics. So we'll wash this one away. And we'll go all positive. So that's
looking forward to it.
All right, that's it. I can't think of anything else whatsoever. We've covered so much, and we didn't even do a whole segment that we normally do.
That's right.
They're just getting longer and longer. I can't take it. But thank you guys for watching, everyone.
Absolutely.
And that's it. Bob, you want to take us out? Go for it.
Sure thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.
I got that down now, man.
You're good at that now. I'm tired.